Hi y'all, welcome back to my channel. I'm Nilanda and I'm still riding that New Year's hype. So today's video is going to be all about my vision board. Vision boards are used as a way to help manifest and create the life you want. They act as that visual representation of your goals and dreams and hopes, etc. And in addition to being just a fun art project, I enjoyed taking that time to kind of stop and really think about what I wanted for myself this year. So I collected images off of Pinterest and Google that represented the things that I imagined. Then I printed them out, cut them nice and neat, and started arranging my board. Backed it up so you could see my board better. Yes. So my word of the year is advance, and I see it as a more aggressive form of the word growth. I feel like I did a lot of growing in 2020 and last year, and it's not to say that I'm done growing, but I think I've conquered the roots of growth, and now that part just comes more naturally to me. So what I'm trying to do this year is to advance in several aspects of my life. I'm ready and willing to put the work in, and I'm ready to see some progress too. The anime Weave in Me was really inspired by this scene from Attack on Titan where Commander Erwin tells his troops to advance despite what pretty much immediately happens to him right as he gives the command. And that sense of fearlessness, that just go and do it, keep moving forward attitude, that's the kind of energy that I want to put out in 2022. So I printed a frame of the scene right here to be the center of my board, just because that was where the word advance came from. And every time I watch that scene, it's one of the ones that just gets me it gets me pumped up. And then I printed a quote right next to it as well. It says, "If your dreams don't scare you, it means they're not big enough." This really resonated with me because being fearful to admit what I want out of this life and being afraid to dream big is a hurdle that I feel like I'm finally overcoming. For years, I was held back by my own doubt, that I couldn't get to point A, I couldn't be the star of my own life because I wasn't, good enough, talented enough, I didn't deserve it, etc. And then I ultimately accepted, position B, a few steps back from what I really wanted. But I've let go of that feeling, so I'm ready to dream big, and I'm dreaming out loud. So I sectioned off my board into categories and put like images together. Everything on my board is connected to my focus on page from my bullet journal. It's repetition of the same shit, so it drills those concepts into my brain, into my body, into my bank account, and into my life. So here in this corner, I have several images based on health and wellness. I'm trying to get into the hashtag best shape of my life this year, which means feeling amazing in my own body. My dream is to be more flexible, be a better dancer, get 11 abs, and maybe have a bigger butt. So my inspiration pictures are as follows. Obviously some body goals where you can see the 11 outline. My girl Solar from Mamamoo, because she has that kind of body. And then I mentioned in my previous video that I signed up for Steezy, which is some online dance classes, which right there. That's right, because I want to learn some choreos. I want to be more flexible and practice a little more yoga and stuff too. Because listen, this is the year I'm going to finally be able to touch my toes, okay? Without wanting to snap in half. Because right now I'm struggling. I put this meditation picture on here too because in my mind, being in shape does include physical and mental. And for me, meditation has always been a really great way for me to keep my mental state in check. And I'm trying to do more of it this year. And then moving down my board, this one is pretty obvious. Your girl's trying to increase her income this year. My finances don't quite match my dream lifestyle, so something's gotta give, all right? This year, we're making more money. Then at the bottom here, I have a picture of some healthy produce in reusable bags and a plant growing just because I'm trying to eat healthier this year. I need some more vegetables in my life, but also I'm trying to be more environmentally conscious. So we're using reusable bags to help have the planet, regrow and not waste away. I want to try to be a lot more intentional with reducing and reusing before I rely on recycling this year, just because I, took a minute and realized I could be doing a lot better than I am, so. And then moving right along this way, I have a picture of a sewing machine because sewing is one of my hobbies and I really want to get back into it. I want to make at least a few projects this year. And right next to my sewing machine is the queen herself, Miss Misato Katsuragi from Neon Genesis Evangelion. Misato is a character that I've always identified with and I would love to cosplay her this year. So at the top of my board, I have some social media stuff as well as some inspiration pics for a computer office gaming setup, and to me that represents content creation and work. I want to be more consistent with posting content, whether it's videos here or pictures on my Instagram or little videos on my TikTok, and then I want to start streaming consistently, maybe a couple times a week, And I would really like to grow my like subscribers / following, you know, to really make a community of people who are connected to each other and are connected with me and the content that I post. And then this is my Korea corner. Obviously the state of the world makes things a little more difficult, but Korea has been calling to me for a couple of years now, and it belongs right on the board. I know I want to spend some time overseas. Korea is the main destination, but I would like to see some other places too, like Tokyo and Singapore, and go back to Laos and Vietnam, Cambodia, etc. So this little fortune here is something that means a lot to me. On Christmas, we were having takeout for dinner with me, my sister, and my cousin, and we all joked just saying, hey, you know, pick your fortune with me, that's your fortune for the year. And I conveniently got one that says this: you will soon take a pleasant and successful trip. And again, this like idea of going overseas, of going to Korea, has been on my mind, and it was just, I don't think it was a coincidence that that was my fortune. But yeah, so I have, you know, a picture of someone with a passport here, because, you know, we're flying internationally, pictures of Korea, the Korean flag, and I'm also taking Korean language lessons too, so it's soon. I don't know how soon, but soon. Moving down, I have a few like random pictures here. The first of which being a microphone, because I would like to take some voice lessons this year. I've always really enjoyed singing. I would like to be better at it, and I feel like it is a gift to my younger self who was afraid to sing out loud even though she like really wanted to. So that's for you. And then I have a picture of a museum here just because I haven't gone to any in a while, and I used to really enjoy going to like art museums just to, I don't know, browse and watch and just like feel the art. So I would like to do more of that this year. And I have a picture of like a book and coffee here because your girl's trying to get back into reading. I was a big reader as a kid, but you know, you grow up and then suddenly you get distracted by everything. And then the bottom corner here is my designer section. Without a doubt, Wendy's lookbook is like my style inspiration. I think she looks so fabulous in the way her outfits are put together. Oh, if only I could look like that. But we're trying this year. And then I just have a ton of different like designer brands here. I'm determined this year to treat myself to something designer. Whether or not it's the Balenciaga Triple S sneakers or a nice Prada bag or a Zimmermann dress, I don't know, but I'm gonna have something. So that's it, my 2022 vision board. I'm gonna hang it up right above my mirror here, so when I wake up, I can see it every single day. I'm really happy with it because every time I look at this board, I see me, you know, like that's who I am. On this board is who I believe I am, and I'm well on my way to getting there for real. Well, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoy videos like this, please be sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.